XRP is on a meteoric rise that could take it to as high as $1,650 to $2,900 by the end of 2024. Get ready for a big financial break. I'm not just making this up for shock value. Because of a big change, it's possible. The coming out of an XRP ETF. Think about this. BlackRock, the big financial company that made the Bitcoin ETF that did so well, is now focusing on XRP. BlackRock's move into XRP is a big deal because they have an amazing track record of getting almost every ETF plan approved. There's more though. BlackRock isn't the only one making waves. There is also Grayscale in the game. They have not only suggested an XRP ETF, but they have also added XRP to their collection of cryptocurrencies. This shows how XRP and Ripple Labs are becoming more important in the world of foreign transactions. Hello everyone at Moneyside. Welcome back to the place where you can find everything about XRP. Before we get into the meat of today's post, let's quickly catch up. Please do me a small favor. Tap the like button, subscribe, and bell button to become a part of our wonderful group. Also, here's a heads up. As we get closer to 60,000 subscribers, we're getting ready for a huge XRP gift. It's really easy to enter the giveaway. Just do these 3 easy things, so be ready and tuned in. Don't forget to leave a code for number 1 side in the comments to make sure you get in on the giveaway. Let's dive into the interesting world of XRP and see what's new today. When you look at the numbers more closely, it's clear that BlackRock's record for getting ETFs approved is almost perfect. BlackRock's move into cryptocurrencies and Web 3.0 marks a major change in how traditional finance views digital currencies. BlackRock is the world leader in asset management. Their almost perfect track record of approving ETFs shows how well they know how to navigate the financial market. Remember that BlackRock has an amazing 99.8% approval rate for ETFs, which makes them an unbeatable force in the ETF world. It's important to look at the big picture. Big banks like BlackRock and JP Morgan have been interested in more than just XRP. They have been busy gathering it. There are reports, including a paper that was leaked, that these big companies have put more than 7.5% of their entire wealth into XRP. A recent article that had been carefully checked out even hinted that BlackRock might be switching its entire focus from Bitcoin to XRP, which would mean a big change in how they spend their money. This move shows that people are becoming more interested in XRP, which makes the idea of a black-backed XRP ETF more likely than ever. Now, though, things get even more interesting. Someone new has come into the XRP story. The fact that there is an XRP ETP. No one knows who made this ETP, but the fact that it exists is a key step toward an ETF. Reports say that the XRP ETP has been launched, but it's still in the pre-release process and has no value. It should be revealed any day now. There's more. People are talking about the possibility of launching an XRP ETF at the same time as the ETP. This simultaneous release not only makes sense, but it also shows how quickly work is progressing on the ETF. It could come out just a few weeks after a Bitcoin ETF does. When we think about how much this could grow, especially since Bitcoin went up to $43,000 before its ETF start, the possibilities for XRP are huge. The value of XRP could go through the roof once its ETF hits the market, going as high as $1,650 or even $25,500. Listen up, because this isn't as crazy as it sounds. Since the XRP ETP has already gone live, an XRP ETF will be possible in just a few weeks. Many people don't know this, but Vidil, a giant in the financial world, has publicly released the exchange-traded product for XRP. This means that steps are being taken quickly to start an XRP ETF, which should soon be approved by the US Securities and Exchange Commission. We even talked about a newly published piece yesterday. It was revealed that an XRP ETF might be on the way, thanks to a study that was leaked from BlackRock. This report showed that an ETF filing for XRP was about to happen. To make things even more exciting, a top BlackRock CK expert confirmed in public that a BlackRock CK ETF will be launched just for XRP. It got so bad that they talked about the iShares XRP trust in an ATF document. At first I wasn't sure about this, but I checked it out myself, and sure enough, it's on the Delaware list of corporations online. This is a big deal, and it shows how close we are to seeing a huge change in XRP's market position, one that might even be bigger than the changes we've seen with Bitcoin's ETF. A big change in the crypto world has been made clear by new study. BlackRock and JP Morgan have both bought more than 7.5 million XRP, which is clear evidence that big companies are interested in cryptocurrencies. BlackRock is not only storing a lot of XRP, but they are also using the XRP system in their business, and most importantly, they are moving forward with the public release of an XRP ETF. Since BlackRock has almost a perfect record of approving ETFs, there is a very high chance that the XRP ETF will be approved. You can't say enough about how much an XRP ETF changes its value. This is why a gold price of $9,831 for XRP, even though it seems high, starts to make sense when you look at all the important events that are about to happen. Take a look. When you think about the huge amounts, XRP is setting itself up to become a major player in global debt trades. The ISDA is mainly responsible for the $1.8 to $1.3 quadrillion that could flow through the XRP system. Along with this, the BRICS countries, including Saudi Arabia, are all adding the XRP ledger to their systems. Also, the Republic of Palau is using the XRP ledger to build its central bank's digital currency. This is a traditional case of high volume, high demand, and limited supply. So it makes sense that the value of each XRP coin would go through the roof. So this is something that's been getting a lot of attention lately. Some people think that my excitement about XRP is just a dream. Okay, so maybe they're right. But let me say this. I really believe in this hopium. As I take a deep breath, I roll it up into a big ball and light it up. That's really strong stuff. I really believe in hope. It keeps you going, especially when things are bad and you're barely hanging on. That's fine if you don't believe in hope and think it's all just wishful thought. That's not a bad thing, though. Help each other out. That's what I tell myself. We're not about dropping pieces into a void, so anything less feels like that. We're here to keep things calm. And since we're talking about good things, I love how interesting the talks are and how challenging the views are that everyone has. It makes your mind work really hard. A good point was made about organizations and XRP.